Soldiers are the people who fight for the sake of their country. They have given their life fully to commemorate and serve their respected country. Knowing the fate of death waiting for them, they still committed to achieve what they desire the most. Fight to survive. This is what 86 is. It is my personal favorite series of spring anime 2021 that is able to bring good, well-presented stories that captures the themes of war, discriminations, and most importantly, the life of soldiers. It has been a long time since I have been on an emotional roller coaster of feelings for an anime until now. That is why I highly recommend for people to watch this anime. The summary for the show is simple. The Republic of San Magnolia is in ongoing war against legions led by the ceased to exist Guardian Empire. The 86 factions consisting of people from color race excluding the silver alba race are forced to go into war battling the legions from the command of a handler. Vladilena Milits is assigned as handler to spearhead squadron managed by Shinei Nozen, and they must fight together against the enemy line. Even with the discrimination and exclusions that happens to 86 factions, the spearhead squadron must fight till the last moment until every single one of them die fighting for the sake of their belief and ideas. This anime fully encompasses the life of soldiers fighting in the war. It is truly sad and heartbreaking story about all of these characters we know that almost makes me tear up. We see how the Spearhead Squadron and also Lena have to deal with issues of death and injustice that are happening to their comrades. So today we are going to analyze and dive deep into the themes of this anime regarding the idea of army or people who fight in the war, and also about discrimination itself. Without any delays, let's look into it. The usage of racism has always been common in the medium of anime and manga. We obviously can see that being utilized as a way to tell the stories of underdogs or most of your typical isekai. This plot device has been so overused that it has become so redundant and very cliche. However, in 86 anime, it is a fresh of air on how they are able to execute the themes of prejudice and racism effectively. It does not force racism is bad in your throat, but more on exploring the questions on how discrimination has affected the life of others, or how characters deal with prejudice and culture that has been nurtured in their life. The authors able to successfully let the viewers be conflicted, think more about it, and then realize where they stand or perhaps lean towards. This is the way to write proper stories that let the viewers choose their own decisions or their own stance. Alright, let's talk about how discrimination or racism are being implemented into the anime. Due to the Special Wartime Peace Preservation Act, the 86 factions or anyone who did not have silver hairs and eyes has been dragged into internment camps in order to force them to fight in the war itself. They are stripped from their citizenships and treated as non-humans. In fact, we can see this with how handlers would never know their names and call their troops processor, which heavily desensitize their existence to just tools to be used. This idea of 86 people as being machines are heavily pushed into the propaganda of country where they believe no life has been killed in the war except machines or tools itself. It normalized colored people as machines which are embedded into the minds of Alba race. To see how heinous and evil the authority of San Magnolia is, they decided to send the Spearhead Squadron to suicide missions that will kill all of the members. The one who is smart and has survived will be sent to their death in order for rebellion to not happen within the Magnolia Empire. It is a form of oppression to control their citizens and people by the rulers itself from the higher ups. It is so disgusting to see how the Alba race live luxuriously and safely from any danger while the colored people are battling for their life for the sake of the country that treated injustice towards themselves. Every day we can see the Alba race intoxicated themselves with alcohol and having fun during wartime. They are representation of those who live in the upper class. Meanwhile, those from 86 are represent of those who are oppressed. We were able to know how discriminations and inequity are being implemented in the show. Now we are going to see how our favorite spearhead units react or deal with the circumstance they are in. How racism and discriminations are being handled by the characters looks to be very much mature and realistic in a lot of ways. Most of the characters in the Spearhead unit understand that not all of Alba race are a bunch of bigoted and elitist people that only care about themselves. They are people like Lena's father, the silver hair priest, and also the fox commander. They all have their own stories and why they are fighting the injustice that happens in their country. Sure, there are still rage, emotions, and hatreds drive towards the Alba race. Just look at how Theo's diatribe ran against Lena's sympathetic dispositions when Kaya was killed during their battle. Moreover, there are also hyperbolic negative drawings of every handler that they ever met. We can see how the characters confronted these themes with much based on their experience and how they learn from it. It very much shows the natures of humans' actions, emotions, and reasoning when they are being oppressed by other people. The Spearhead Squadrons is a group of teenagers who live together, have fun together, fight in the war together, and most importantly, survive together. They are a group of kids who are forced to battle with legions that may end up losing their life. So in order to cope with the mental toll of war and losing their friends, they cherish every single moment they had experienced together. An example is when they are able to have fun partying during cherry blossom seasons. Other than that, there is also where the guys try to sneak peek on the girls who are bathing near the river. So all of these memories of laughter and fun memories are all one of the reasons why they are able to survive and have reasons to live. Nevertheless, even with all that has been said, it is still not enough to handle the animosity and maltreatment that is being pushed against them. The peaceful memories they have won't be able to cope with the brutality of war, inequality, prejudice, and death itself. So, did they fight back or make a rebellion against the Alba race? Well, they did not do anything. Instead, Shin and his comrade embraced the path of fighting till the end, even if that means protecting the white pigs. Just because someone treats you like animal does not mean that you will do the same to them. That is the life of those beneath regimes. Even if it means doing something you are not patronized about, you try to conform with it in order to achieve your own dreams and visions. That is the very nature of their ideals and their goals, which has become the torch to push them through this abysmal life. There is one scene that shows this aspect very clearly. It is how Shin collected keepsakes of all his comrades who died during their battle. As 86 citizens were not able to have grave, the keepsake is a form of remembrance for those who pass away. Shin will be the last person left and also is the Reaper who will one day bury them in a place that is safe and proper for them. This is the journey of 86 soldiers who are fighting in the war. Instead of reaching for that idealistic conclusion by rebelling against the San Magnolia governments, they decided to sacrifice their life for the sake of country that treated them poorly. It is not for the sake of the nation itself, but doing so is for the sake of themselves only. That is the only way they are able to find some kind of purpose with what they have left, and the only way to reach freedom that they desire. In the end of episode 9, there is only 5 people left from the Spearhead Squadron. There is Shin, Kurena, Anju, Tio, and Raiden, who was able to finish their task to defeat the Shepherds. They are now free to decide on their life for the first time, free from the shackles of San Magnolia authority. However, what they decided to do is still committed to fight until the end of their life, just like what their original goals intended to be. The very nature of their goals is to fight, instead of give up and die. That is what 86 is.